All right, thank you, Ben. 142 years ago today, the valley was rocked by a massive storm. Official tornado records from the National Weather Service date back to 1950, but our chief meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowitz has been researching local historic tornadoes going all the way back to the 1800s, and she took a look at what happened on this day in 1881.
The destruction was fearful.
June 25th, 1881, a powerful storm led to damage from Mount Solon in Augusta County to the Shenandoah River. But the greatest damage was in Port Republic, at the home of Mrs. Yost. Crops destroyed, fences swept away, timber crushed, and destruction everywhere. And at Bernard Peel's, the corn and wheat crop was destroyed, entailing a heavy loss. A diary from Henry Smalls reads, "A most fearful storm passed through Port Republic. Injured Henry Harnsberger about $1,500. Property damage was reported at all of these locations. It was widespread and extensive, but according to the newspaper descriptions, it's more suggestive of powerful straight-line winds. That's until the storm moved across the river.
This is Cherry Grove, the home of Mr. Henry Baker Harnsberger at the time. Now, the newspaper reports that a wood plank, a 1x10, was picked up from about 40 yards away and driven through the side of this tenant house on the property. That kind of force comes from a tornado.
The trees in the yard blown down and all of his fencing destroyed.
Frances Harnsberger Swope is the great-granddaughter of Mr. Henry, and this family story was never passed down.
But you're telling me, Aubrey, about this tornado was first I ever heard of it. And odds are that what they did was what most people did in that day and time. They picked up the pieces and repaired the damage and went on with their lives.
The damage to the Harnsberger property included crops and buildings.
His wagon shed was also blown down, smashing his buggy, which was under it.
At the home of Taylor Wagner, the Stanton Spectator reports that his home was careened over and is a complete wreck. His wife and 2 children were severely injured by large hail, but all survived. This was likely the path of the tornado, less than about a mile. That tornado also blew the roof off of the new Port Republic train depot. According to the newspaper, the roof falling upon a frame building and crushed it down. We have not found any photos of the actual damage.
The train depot was quickly repaired, and it stood here in Port Republic for many decades before being permanently removed. If you would like to read more on the damage reports and those families affected from this tornado, that's online on our website, WHSV.com right now. Working hard for you in Port Republic. I'm Chief Meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowitz, WHSV.